Live from the nation's capital, Gaborone, this is BTV News at 9. I'm Odibide Samoka Topo Taposa is interpreting in sign language. Now let's take a look at stories making headlines. Government receives a recognition for its prudent management of the economy. Monepolole College of Education partners with the Office of the Member of Parliament for Monepolole South on a cleanup campaign of the campus. Young Stars beats Prisons 11 in the First Division South Game League played yesterday at SSG grounds. Welcome and thank you for joining us. Now in our first story, the Vice President, Mr. Slamba Tsohwane, says government is doing well in managing this country's economy. Addressing a Khotla meeting at Motopi village, Mr. Tsohwane highlighted that the recognition of Botswana's Finance Minister as the Finance Minister of the Year by the Banker magazine is not only a testament to this, but compels Botswana to forge ahead and advance sustainable developments to diversify the national economy.
Government intends to move this country's economy from a middle-income to a high-income economy, and that calls for prudent financial management. As such, the Vice President explained that Botswana is doing well in that regard.
Jaaka le itse gore motudele taotona ine a reka dithoto tsa 2019 a soloetsa batswana gore o batla gore ha phati ya gagwe e tlhophiwa a ye go bona gore itsholelo ye ya gola mme ke leboge gore e re taotona senana a bua a rialo re bone le mahatsha a lemoga gore itsholelo ya Botswana e tsamaiso sentle tona yo dirileng sentle mo go rutuetseng mo itshulelong le go itsamaisa sentle ile mogakolodi wa ga taotona ke tona wa rona wa finance mme Masarane.
Meanwhile, the use of drugs in the village is a source of concern.
Rena le seemo se se botlhoko thata mo motseng wa rona, seemo sa ditagi. Bana ba rona ba suile ba bolwa ke ditagi. Mme ka gore ya lo re bona gore tharabollo gore re nne teng ke gore re kope gore re okelediwe sepodisi ka gore ba ba leng teng ga bana bokgoni ga ba kgone palo ya bone ga e ba lete.
O ise mogopolo ko parlamenteng gore ha ke tshwarwa ke le madolo ke no sejana ka tagi nngwe le nngwe kana ke bidiwa leina le go tema ke kgaolo monwana wa ntha la bobedi ke kgaolo monwana wa bobedi gore o itse re ke kgaolo e menwana hela go ithelela ebe ke go helwa ke dikupu tsa menwana ke sa le ka sekupu
botsadi jwa go ja tshwenyega ditoba itika ba tema ditou ya suta ha madi a leta re kopa di-street lights go ja ha re ka le ditsentsha gore mo khotetse tharo tsa rona tsonetse ya dimbo ya bane le ya moqhiki.
Some residents' issues were responded to.
The street lights botsadi gongwe ke bue hela gore mo nakong ya gompieno ga re ise re nne le mmenyana le re ka di dirang jaanong go yempile ke dilo dingwe tse e leng gore re di lebeletse
go na le letlole le go teng ke CTF le leng gore trust jaaka ga ntse yana top marker ke gore a ithulagantse ba ka kopa madi ba bua le molemisi a kgaola masimo a kgaolo nngwe masimo a tratalo ka motlakase.
During the Khotla meeting, Flyworks Company donated a smart board to Motopi Junior Secondary School to enhance learning. Svetsen Tebogo, BTV News, Motopi.
The Minister of Finance has put in place focused support for startup businesses with the goal of tackling potential factors that lead to business failures. Assistant Minister for Trade and Industry, Ms. Beauty Manake, revealed this while visiting manufacturing businesses in the Spedu region, which are faced with various challenges such as limited access to capital and other vital resources. Mamusi Siska with more.
While the Spedu incentives were intended to provide a financial cushion and tackle other bottlenecks, many manufacturing businesses in the region are still struggling to keep their businesses afloat. From market dynamics to operational hurdles, the road to success appears more challenging than anticipated.
If you are to get it right, Firstly, focus on the raw materials. If you focus on the raw material, a consignment, I need 40 feet. When I project initially, I'm saying this 40 feet should give me almost 3 million pula. And if I'm to push volumes and close the 3 million pula within a year, then I'm able. But if you cut it down to a 20 feet, which will give me 1.5 million, by the time you start production, you're already working on a negative. The incentives that Sepedu has now, some of them they could be switched. For instance, electricity, maximum demand. You are paying, whether you are producing or not, you are paying 14,000. But if we incentivize and say, as a promoter, you take care of 50% of the bill, as the government will subsidize to encourage the spirit of manufacturing, because we are not a manufacturing nation.
Re kopa jalo makalana ga goromente gore ba reke mo Sepedu mme go lebega kganyete santse sa letso ko morago kana e sa wele sente hence jaanong ne re tshwanna ke gore nne ha batse re le maphata under trade gore kana rona interest ya rona ke trade facilitation re ira yang a ke re ko finance re ba kope gore gongwe di ITT yaanong ga di ne specific ka dilwana tse ileng gore ga di iri hela mo Phikwe di irwa mo Botswana re ka tsaya dikgang di tshwana le tsa go di exercise book bana gompieno ga bana di exercise book. In
an effort to boost the startup landscape, the suggestion is to streamline regulations and offer more tailored support.
Mimo kgweding kana mo ngwageng yo hitile mme Masarame o kila re bitsa re le makalana a harologaneng kana di ministry tse di harologaneng tse ileng gore di dila ka tsa kgwebo e le rona ba entrepreneurship le bone ko le ba bangwe ya le gore kana kuta tsatsi le letsatsi le bone ba WNDB go tisida ga yana madi kana people are under financing e tswa ha kae e bile re solve jang ke dio dingwe tse ileng gore ba finance le mme Masarame ba di lebile gore ba di baakanya yang ke sone se ke reng you should keep your ears glued to the budget speech because ke gona ha re tisang change yaanong di change tse o buang ka tsone gore ga re ke ra thola re nnetse go uta matshwenyego re baakanya yang go akope.
In a bid to foster a conducive business environment, the government, serving as the main financier and supporter of startups, encourages aspiring manufacturers to concentrate on the processing sector. The strategic focus adds value to raw materials, resulting in the creation of finished goods with increased economic significance. Mamusi Siska, BTV News, Silibe Phikwe.
Tractor owners in the Kalahadi, North Takatokwane and Jwane Mabutsani districts have applauded the new payment method to be effected through the Temolototlo program, highlighting that payments delays will be now a thing of the past. They said this during a workshop which was held by the Department of Agriculture and Can recently. Nongudungwa reports.
BOTSWANA across the country are eager to change the way they have been doing things, and thus tractor owners say it is visible that the Ministry of Agriculture is fully practicing the mindset change strategy, evidenced by smooth and swift service provisions that are core for agricultural production. They shared this sentiments regarding the newly established Temolototlo program, which promotes best agricultural practices which ensure high yields and timely payments for services through Temolototlo e-wallet.
Mulimi, hela ha tswa go ofising ya mulimisi, o tswa kwa re monetse madi. Yaanong se se bothoko gore madi a re ma netseng ha ka ke a heta. Gore a re monetse madi a peo, re peo ya OPV. Re 310 pula ka bag gore re batho ba rekisa dipeo ha ka ke ba rekisa ba mkhona go mo rekisetsa peo ka madi a hetang 310 ha re ro lemele motho plowing e be re gongwe plowing ke 950 e be re kepa ka 950 rona ko rona mo systeming ya rona ga go kwa heta 950 pula
e ka be thuto e ne a tla pele ga re golega re se re go le ge megoma ma go ama ka ne hela jana me ke le bogetse thata
ha ke a go tla ko mading ke gore batho bo re trekker ba amogela ka bonako mo Temolototlo gona le ko Ispad.
One of the main objectives of the Temolototlo program is to upgrade farmers to better their livelihoods as well as the country's economy, and therefore farmers are asked to take seasonal loans at the National Development Bank, which are set at 8,300 pula per hectare.
mme o tla go hiwa as much as bo 80,000 pula ebe wa go lema ebe re o lemile bo kry more than 200,000 pula o tla phimuga dikeledi go batla molemi le ene a itse temo ya batla go tsena mo go yone because after o registera o tlo dira mo go teng cropping plan nako yo dirang cropping plan wa botswa molemi se ga ka go bolela gore we go irang wa go botsa re wa go lema jang response batho ba yensang ke gore ke a go pitikolla be ke jwala ebe etsa madi a gore tiro e ka diro ka bokana ya go jwala diro ka bokana ebe go te madi a gago ke one yao
re na le involvement as stakeholders mo goreng tiro e dirwe re tokahatse go ntsha maduo mo temong jaanong ke tsa gore ha ka be itse go sampa go na le nako re ne re ta dira tiro botoka.
It is expected that this program will eventually address unemployment in the country and inculcate the spirit of self-reliance. Neo Mudumwa, BTV News, Kang.
The Assistant Minister of Trade and Industry, Ms. Beauty Manake, recently held a Khotla meeting in Silibepikwe to address key aspects of the revised Liquor Act. The Assistant Minister emphasized the need for community engagement to ensure effective implementation and compliance of the law. Mamusi Siska with more.
The Liquor Act plays a crucial role in regulating the sale and consumption of alcoholic beverages. Through community involvement, the aim is to strike a balance with the cultural values while addressing modern challenges. The minister addressed topics from licensing requirements to responsible alcohol retailing practices.
Bara kana tsotlhe tse ke ntseng ke di nangkolla tse e leng gore di rekisa bojalwa e tshwanetse gore e beile 500 meters away from the main road gore tsela e tshwana le e yana bara e tshwanetse gore e beile tshimo tse 5 tse di thomagane tse di 100 meters yana 500 meters away di ekere tse 5 ne ke batla go rang di ekere tse 5 khakala le tsela kana le sekolo kana le kereke mme re itemogela jalo gore molao o e rile before o no o siamegela e le gore o kgona gore o ka ba dio tse ke ntseng ke bua ka tsone tse kana madirelo a ke ntseng ke bua ka one go no ho jaanong ha ba setse ba bua ba re ba renewa o changeile.
To show the significance of the Liquor Act aligning with the community's needs and values, a few residents expressed their concerns.
Ha ke itse gore dibara tse di mo tselentse tse di gauhile di kereke le dikolo ka di sale di beirwe gone go ndi ya go tweng ka gore di gauhile tsela mme dimetara tso di buang di dinyenyane go atumela tsela dimetara tso di buang di dinyenyane ke ra di dintona
bogolo le sagane le mo dinakong segolo bogolo jang re lebile gore ha motho a tsere madi ko bankeng a ba ga bara e go te huduga ho o ka re ga go a siama.
Meanwhile, the community is apprehensive about the persistent tremors occurring in the town.
Wa go rehela ha ntse o robetse ko lapeng o thula le bana ile gore o ka re bomo e thuntse mo lapeng mme modumo o utlwala ka ha mmaeneng go lebega ile gore go na le dingwe tse di wang ko mmaeneng ke ne ke re so se tona e re ntso se tona o maleba mme it's a mohago.
The proposed amendments indicate a forward-looking approach, taking into account both the economic benefits of the liquor industry and the necessity to maintain a safe and healthy community environment. Mamusi Siska, BTV News, Silibepikwe.
With a mission towards building a society that is empowered and skilled, the area member of parliament for Ramotsa constituency, Mr. Lefokumahi, has partnered with local churches to offer support initiatives geared at developing the youth in his constituency. Refude Mutubi reports.
During his visit at God's True Gospel Church, Minister Mwari pleaded with church leaders to play a significant role in grooming responsible youth in order to help them develop stable characters that can be a deterrent to be involved in illegal activities. The minister reiterated the importance of molding and mentoring children at a tender age so that they keep up with a good conduct and aptitude.
And ra bolelelwa le bibele ya bua gore o e fe modimo ke tshimologo ya botlhale ka jalo nka rotloetsa banana botlhe ka bontsi hela gore le ga ona le tseo di dirang mme itse hela mo pelong ya gago gore modimo ke ene o re neelang dilo tse tsotlhe tsena.
The church leader for God's True Gospel Church, Dr. Monty Tau, has also mentioned that as a church, they have pledged to continue partnering with government and local authorities in fighting social ills.
We had a conference today. Botswana is so much blessed because when I saw their vision and mission to depopulate hell and populate heaven, and one of the core values being that they have a burning desire to save the lost soul for Christ.
Re ka dira go le gontsi re le mapolotiki re le ba dikereke re le eng go leka gore dikgwetlho tse di kana-kana mo botshelong mo lefatsheng re di fokotse ka go rotloeletsa bana gore ba ne ba bona setšhaba kana sebaka sa gore ba ikopanye le modimo wa bone.
Moreover, the minister revealed that they are gearing towards partnering with churches when it comes to decision-making regarding addressing societal social ills. Rifilo Mutube, BTV News, Gaborone.
The beauty pageant industry remains a critical component that has enormous potential to grow the economy. This was highlighted by the Miss Botswana director, Mr. Benjamin Raletsatsi, during the Miss Botswana Top 10 official launch in Gaborone. The contestants will prove their mettle at a grand finale on the 23rd of March this year in the capital city. Mojadi Mukibelo and Disang Khotsokhwisi reports.
In the past few months, the Miss Botswana organization took an initiative to unearth different talents of young girls across the country who showcased their strength, tenacity, as well as perseverance to be among the finalists in the competition. Beauty with Purpose project has been the pinnacle in the judging criteria to crown the queen expected to represent Botswana at a bigger stage, being the Miss World.
As long as the beauty world is working, Botswana is making money. So we're saying we want to participate into that greater value chain. Thankfully, our president has aligned that. He's asked us to mindset change, which we've been doing. He's asked us to talk about the value chain, something that we have been talking about, to say the value chain of beauty is that it's jewelry, it's all the other things that come with beauty. And it's a $600 billion industry, whilst diamond themselves on their own, they're only a $90 billion industry. So we're saying it's a natural fit.
Miss Botswana organization had more experiences along their journey to select the 10 finalists who will compete for the crown.
We've had what you call the eviction process, which is when there were 30. They stayed in one place and then we kept eliminating to actually have the top 10. So what's going to happen now is the top 10 are having their final boot camp. They're going to be staying in one place 2 weeks before the finale. Well, now if we saw them walking, they haven't done any pageantry walk, they haven't done any pageantry related activities. Now is the time we're going to be grilling them and grooming them. This is how you walk as a queen, this is how you sit, this is how you speak as a queen. And then at that boot camp, we will have an idea who will win.
Some of the finalists showed the resilience to compete with their counterparts to scoop the crown.
I'd say it's been emotionally taxing. It's rewarding. I'd say it's rewarding because I'm here. You know, if it wasn't rewarding, I wouldn't be here. And the support that I get from a lot of people, it's the best.
The journey has been very much grooming. I would say I'm coming out a very responsible lady, and I know that I'm representing something bigger than myself.
The experience has been amazing. It is quite a dynamic role, and I've learned so much about myself, and every day I'm pushing myself to be the best version of myself.
Still on the Miss Botswana pageantry, Botswana have been applauded for their continued support to the reigning Queen Lesotho Chombo, who is currently on her preparations to live and represent the country at the Miss World Grand Finale to be held in India on the 9th of March this year. Mojadi Mukibelo, BTV News, Gaborone.
You're watching BTV News. Thank you for staying with us. Now, Botswana Meat Commission Chief Executive Officer Mr. David Tseboing says government plans to reform the small stock sector so it can contribute to economic diversification. He further said that the government has secured lucrative markets for Chevron, mutton and game meat locally and internationally. Mr. Tseboing said this at Tsabon District Council, where he was giving an update on the progress of the construction of the abattoir.
The 161 million pula state-of-the-art Tsabo multi-species abattoir will be under the Ministry of Entrepreneurship and run by a Botswana Meat Commission. With immense experience behind them, Mr. Saboen said Botswana Meat Commission will redeploy some managers from Lobatse, Maung and Francistown abattoirs to run Tsabo multi-species abattoir. He added that the abattoir will run as a profit-making center in order to make more money and be able to buy from farmers at a fair price.
Strategic objective is to create employment and diversify the economy. Provide direct employment to the people in the district. And there's an opportunity for us to export Namapudi, Namangu to Norway, because we have already been allocated a quota. Go Norway.
Councillors sought clarification on the authorization of a Tsabo multi-species abattoir by Botswana Meat Commission. I want to know how prepared you are to pay farmers on time.
Last year, we had an issue ka the markets thing overseas. The price was depressed, so depressed that we couldn't even pay. We couldn't even pay anything above price.
Once this abattoir is running, are you going to stop all the small local slaughter slabs that has been running? And BMC come with big brother mentality.
Canada is always a complementarity of some form. You know, when a big hotel there are always spillovers. Strategies we can actually slaughter for them. At wholesale prices.
Once it opens its doors, Tsabo multi-species abattoir is expected to slaughter at least 60 cattle and 300 small stock per day. BTV News, Tsabo.
Residents of Losobanyana Ward have been promised that some of the developments of their community that failed to be carried out on the last financial year, such as road networks, will be included in the current financial year to help bring most of the vital services closer to the people. This was mentioned by Member of Parliament for Kanye North, Mr. Thapelo Letsholo, during a Khotla meeting held at Losobanyana Ward in Kanye Village.
The area legislature, Mr. Letsholo, says it is important to honestly inform the community of all the projects that were successful and those that did not make it in the last financial year. He alluded that the delivery of successful projects rely on the efforts made by relevant stakeholders and listed most of the successful projects already completed and those which are lagging behind but have been awarded funds to be carried out in the next financial year.
Skwele sa Losobanyana re se bone ro jwa khamagadi re bo bone ro jwa ntlantle bo agilwe mme ya tsela e santse e saletse ha morago lo re nela thomo ka ngwaga wa 2019 ne lo isupile ile botlhokwa mo constituency ya Kanye North gore e emelwe ka dinao ka puso jaanong e letsa gore tsela ya A1 e nne tsela e duelelwang toll road e tsona ya ka halwa go bo South Africa kwa tlebe o latlha sengwe ha o heta gore tsela di nne di khone go ba kangwa akere gore ha A1 e dira jalo tsela ye ya magotlwane kgomo ka situatsene ya gae ya go lejwa e le tsela e leng gore ke yone batho ba tla iphaphatang ka yone ha ba sena letseno la go duela mo toll gating.
Residents had a chance to contribute towards discussions of developments in their community.
Mpiano ala ka bona di bompo tse di khadiletse Christmas re jele re sna metsi Nibijara re jele re sna metsi go tla go itlhala Nibijara ntse re sna metsi o tla go tsoge kganye nngwe ka water utilities ye e buang ka batho ba ba rekisa metsi ga ba rekise metsi ba thusa batho go ba isetsa metsi go di malapeng a bone ka gore ga bana dikoloi mme ba aga
ditsela tse di re emisitse dio tse dintsi mo ngaka aka kwa bona taxi mo motseng re hira batho go re tsisa ka kwano re be ba re tsaka kwano ra go dipatale go ditleliniking buturu ka gore ba dira special ka lebaka la go tlhoka tsela hela
kontraka e nngwe gato e ira tiro ko mohiko gato ya ga stadium re bone mo marajaneng ga Facebook hela Ramaphosa na le ha ka December a tlhalosa gore kontraka ha e tla mo mosing wa rona ba gaetso ka tshwanelo tshwantse gore tle go ipega mo kgotleng go hima bone borukutli jo gore ka moso se ka gata batho ba ba tswang ko ba tswang teng e be batla go
The area member of parliament informed the community of Lusabanyana that he will look into some of their recent requests and try to find solutions to many of the challenges presented to him. Kesero Fetse Magwinja, PTV News, Kanye.
Well, that is the news this hour. Do stay with us and Tebogang Sebetlela on standby to take you through the world of sport. Tebogang, we meet again.
We meet again. How are you doing now?
I'm great. Time for sport news. Take us through that.
Thank you very much, Ulibile Samoka. Now, BOTSWANA Tonight Sports News follows with me, Tebogang Sebetlela. A solitary goal from Sarati Samari, Kifton joining Young Stars all the 3 points and first win of 2024 against Prisons 11 in a First Division South League game played yesterday at SSG Grounds. Stars remain top of the pile with 25 points, while Prisons remain 10th. Khomzos Fako with the details.
Youngsters who were looking to hold on to the top spot in the First Division South League got off to a better start with numerous goal attempts but failed to hit the target. Prisons also fashioned some of their own but in vain as the two remained deadlocked at half-time break. In the second half, both teams continued where they left off, launching a couple of attacks with Prisons having some of the best chances but not so clinical in front of goal. The Nalzana did not sit back as they also prayed the opposition goal time and again but still failed to break the deadlock. Just a minute before the end of normal time, as most were expecting a draw, the First Division South top scorer Sarati Simadi added to his tally, hitting the target to give Andrew Closeman the 8th win of the season as they maintain the top spot.
In the first game of the season, I mean, we went on a break and then we came back. This is our first game from the break. It was always going to be a very difficult game because we have not played any competitive game, because friendly games and competitive games are two different things. So we've been playing friendly games, yes, but we did not play any competitive game. But it was always going to be difficult, like you saw it. It was difficult, it was end-to-end stuff. Prisons were fighting as well, but I believe we were much better in terms of performance. My boys were a bit higher than them. It's only that we did not convert our opportunities that we had in the game.
It was a 50-50 game, except that our mistakes were up front there. Up front there, we were not very effective today. But I think defensively we did well until the 9 minutes of the game. Maybe because of concentration or whatever. But sometimes we never know what affects the players to make such mistakes at such a bad time.
In other games played on Saturday, Sijipola played to a 1-0 draw against bottom place Mogodisana Fighters. UB Hawks and Logo United played to the same score line. Extension Gunners and Desert Now couldn't also be separated as they played to a 1-0 draw. The match between Muchudis and the Chiefs and Flamingo Santos could not be played as the pitch was waterlogged due to heavy falls. Khomozo Sefako, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
Johan Haramse is the 2023 overall winner of the Senior Men Off-Road category, while Jennifer Molobo won the award in the ladies category. This was highlighted at the BOTSWANA Motorsport prize-giving ceremony in Gaborone. Lydia Poloko with the report.
Johan Hamsi is the 2023 overall winner in the Senior Off-Road Bikes category after collecting 125 points from all the 5 competitions he took part in last year, while Tabana Tafa came in second position.
I'm pretty proud of myself. I did work hard this year. It was quite a challenging year for me. I had a crash in the beginning of the year and broke my collarbone, and I had some mechanical issues, but because of my consistency, I managed to stay on the top.
In the senior women's category, the award went to Tadiwa Tafa, who collected 116 points from last year's tournaments, followed by Elan Chibana in second.
I'm really proud of myself. I did participate in the toughest races, which is desert race. I can say that I did good. I got the awards that I worked hard for, and I'm looking to do better this year.
In other results, still in the off-road category, it was a good night for the Orapa duo of Khosi Tsogang and Tinaye Manyotwani as they scooped first and second positions respectively in quads. In the MX category, Cosmas Mamalugos emerged the winner, followed by Henry Kuga in second position. Mamalugos went on to win the Sina Motoclass men's category before getting second in the off-road Sina, which went to John Kelly. Jennifer Maloba emerged victorious in the ladies' side, while Tadiwa Tafa came in second position.
Well, from my side, it was a very up and down here. I had a lot of bad luck in terms of my bike, which obviously affected my point standings, which inevitably affected my overall standings for the season. I don't take it as bad luck or anything. It's just it's part of the game. You know, you can't be smooth all the time, all the way. So yeah, it's part of the challenges of the sport, and it's definitely things we've ironed out. And for this year, we're coming in full force, and we've corrected all the mistakes, and we're gunning for it again.
I feel very happy. I wish all the best for those who support me. Even those who don't support me, it's still fine. I'm very proud of Mamsi and Alang. They really did their best, and so did I. That's why I don't think there should be one singular winner, but we should all be winners.
Meanwhile, the Junior MX 65cc and Junior 65cc off-road both went to Liam Pretorius, followed by Adrian Weber in second position.
2023 championship was very nice. I enjoyed it. I pushed. I had a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to having the same this year. Dakar for sure. I'm very proud of him. I want to do the same. I want to follow in his footsteps.
In other results, Jaden Maloba won the overall MX 85cc category, while Kyle Pretorius and Andile Mokorosi scooped second and third positions respectively. Lydia Apologo, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
Now, and lastly, turning focus to week 2 of the Lukara Botswana Netball League South Zone, Police 6 ladies defeated UB Crystal 68-30 to hold on to the summit of the log. The game was played earlier this morning at Bonacos and Gaborone. Tlamelo Munsusi reports.
The Jungle Queens went into this encounter in the back of 3 consecutive wins against Jwane, Notwane and Jaspers, while the Crystals, on the other hand, went into the fixture having registered 1 win against Prisons and 2 losses at the hands of Jaspers and BDF Cats. Police 6 gained control of the match in the first quarter, winning it by 14-9. The Jungle Queens continued their dominance, scoring basket after basket to take the contest to recess with a healthy 34-13 lead. The defending champions showed their experience and class as the attacking duo of Goleba Oneleteane and Nensima Rope dominated UB Crystal defense to give Police an overall 68-30 victory.
Strategies I mean go gora di bolo tse dintsi because the team is already winner ka margin yana omonyana, so tota re khona go gora ene 60 on re ile target ya rona. Gape ne le go introduce the young players mo gaming, and they did very well.
We are fairly a young team that plays with a lot of novices. We have a lot of rookies in our team. So the emphasis is on giving these kids or these players an opportunity to showcase their talent and to expose them to the league, because majority of them are still fairly learning this stage of playing. So I think the key thing is just for them to execute and exemplify themselves and do the basics right. That's the key thing when you're coaching players at this level. So I think I would want to commend them. They had moments of brilliance here and there, and I think going forward we need to take it off where we left it.
In other ladies' games played today, Prisons defeated Notwane 40-36, while BDF Cats walloped Jaspers 62-30. In the men's side, Vipers defeated Notwane 47-45. Tlamelo Munsusi, BTV Sport, Gaborone.
From Botswana Tonight Sports Desk, that was all we had for you this evening. So do have yourself a great evening, a great week ahead. Now back to Samoga to give us the backheads.
Right, thank you, Ntebu. You've done well in your sport delivery. We'll meet again next time.
Thank you very much, Samoga.
Right. And that is the news. Before we wrap it up, let's take a reminder of our top stories. Government receives recognition for its prudent management of the economy. Molepoole College of Education partners with the Office of the Member of Parliament for Molepoole South on a cleanup campaign of the campus. And in sport, joining Young Stars beats Prisons 11 in a First Division South League game played yesterday at SSG grounds. Well, that is the news this hour. Do stay with us. Where is up next?
Good evening and welcome to tonight's weather forecast brought to you by Lydia Watukhoma. Let's take a look at the rainfall amount recorded this morning. Batseng Farm 18 millimeters, Mitsimantle Khotla 12 millimeters, Karakubis Primary School 6 millimeters, Kanagas Research 4 millimeters, Rojan Artificial Insemination and Orapa Game Park 1 millimeter each. Looking at the current satellite image, clouds are visible over most parts of the country. Tomorrow, expecting cloudy conditions with possibility of scattered thundershowers over Khansi, Kalahari, and southern districts. Also expecting partly cloudy conditions with possibility of isolated thundershowers. In the morning, we're expecting warm temperatures over northeast with 18 degrees Celsius over Francistown. Also expecting hot temperatures ranging between 20 and 22 degrees Celsius. In the afternoon, expecting warm temperatures over Khansi district between 28 and 31 degrees Celsius. Also expecting hot temperatures ranging between 33 and 35 degrees Celsius. As for the Sadak region, partly cloudy conditions are expected over Port Elizabeth and Manzini, with 29 degrees Celsius over Manzini and 33 degrees Celsius over Port Elizabeth. Clear skies expected over Maseru with 27 degrees Celsius. Antananarivo expecting thunder showers with 25 degrees Celsius. Showers expected over Beira with 31 degrees Celsius. Lusaka and Harare expecting partly cloudy conditions with 29 degrees Celsius over Lusaka and 26 degrees Celsius over Harare. Dar es Salaam expecting showers with 31 degrees Celsius. Clear skies expected over Blantyre with 26 degrees Celsius. That's the weather forecast. Good night.
Welcome to beautiful Botswana, where the warmth of her people and wildlife is welcoming, where the vibrancy of her land echoes in the unforgettable voices of her people. Come and see Botswana.